are being placed in some comical and filmy situations throughout this musical skit. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the romantic journey of our very own Mr. and Mrs. Tandon. So our story begins with the bubbly Rovina Nimbalkar, who migrated to the US from Maharashtra, India. Starting off as a graduate at NC State, Rovina began her professional career in aiding the less fortunate and simply radiating happiness to everyone in her presence. Her friends were plentiful, and she always enjoyed gatherings and parties with them. But there was also a time in her life when she really wanted a true and loving companion. A dog would be nice, she thought, but then again, too much for me to handle alone. Truly, someone caring and loving towards society deserved to be loved herself, didn't she? Well, of course! While her friends tried to suggest guys, she took one look at the prospects and kept walking. She shooed away all the roadside Romeos and stepped aside while the rowdy Rathors fell flat on their faces. Then came one starry night, just when romantic relationships began to seem worthless and hopeless. A slightly disheartened Rovina fell asleep while gazing at a picture of her dad. That dream then followed. Well, not only did it change her outlook, but it made her say, "Look out." About our first character, Rovina, it's time to introduce everyone's favorite, Manav Tandon. There isn't much to say about him, really. Just kidding. Manav, as his friends and license plate like to call him, is a guy who's really happy-go-lucky. We just can't get enough of Manav. He has a hybrid personality of sophistication and some goofiness, which entertains all those around him, including himself. A graduate student of NC State, a social activist, a nomadic traveler, a former board employee of a telecom company, a Duke University student. Wow, just wow. How many roles can this guy play? Speaking of roles, he's also a mini movie writer, director, producer, and actor. So let me tell you about Manav's passion for filmmaking. Just to give you an idea of this budding talent's portfolio. While some movies don't hit the silver screen and go straight to his DVD, his don't make it to DVD and go straight to YouTube. Talk about low budget, how about no budget? Like there was this movie where the screen was just filled with Manav's face, too close for my comfort. He kept staring at these two cabinet doors to see which one he should open. He finally opens one, and the next thing you know, he's waking up in a hospital. Probably just had one too many tranquilizer cookies from that forbidden cookie jar. Anyhow, jokes aside, Manav's personality makes you think about fun in life and his creativity throughout film and promotes a carefree attitude, an amazing imagination, and believing that no matter what happens, all is well.
Out of control, होठों को करके गोल, होठों को करके गोल, सीटे पर जाके बोल. Life हो out of control, होठों को करके गोल, होठों को करके गोल, सीटे पर जाके बोल. मुर्गी का जाने अंडे का क्या होगा? अरे लाइफ मिलेगी या तवे पे फ्राई होगा. कोई न जाने अपना फ्यूचर क्या होगा. होठ घुमा सीढ़ी बजा के बोल भैया.
Manav, after his many travels, expeditions, and cinematic experiences, started to wonder about love. He had used the emotion in a few of his scripts, but now he wanted to find the character in his life that could bring out the emotion in him. One day, while sitting on top of Grandfather Mountains with his friends Pratt and April, he just sprang up, threw his arms in the air, and in true Kaka style, started singing.
मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू, आए रुक मस्तानी कब आएगी तू, बीती जाए जिंदगानी कब आएगी तू, चलिया तू चलिया, मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू, आए रुक मस्तानी कब आएगी तू, बीती जाए जिंदगानी कब आएगी तू, चलिया
Within a month's time of Manav's outcry for his Sapno Kirani, he was hosting a get-together at his place. Typically, during such get-togethers, you can usually expect some good food for the friends that bring over because Manav can't cook. A lot of socializing about technology, movies, or Indian politics can be expected, along with the entire gamut of board games. Manav had not met his friends for a long time, so when he sends out the invite, his friend Manisha texts him back saying, "I'll be there, can I bring a friend from work?" Manav's curiosity was tapped a bit, so he replied, "Male or female?" Manisha replied, "Female, her name's Rovina, she's single and ready to mingle." Manav replied, "Great, so am I, bring her over." So party day arrives, and Manav is quite busy chatting and eating when the doorbell rings. Manav shouts, "Door's open, come on in." The door opens and in walks Manisha with Rovina. Manav feasts his eyes on the beautiful Rovina, and when he approaches them at the door, he first goes and hugs Rovina as if she were his good friend and shakes Manisha's hand as if they were meeting for the first time. This makes everyone, including Manav, who then comes to his senses, laugh out loud. Manav and Rovina connected instantly. They just couldn't stop talking or looking at each other all night. That's when he realized he had to ask her all the important questions before the party ended.
What is mobile number? What is your private number? कहाँ से तुम आती है डार्लिंग, कहाँ को तुम जाती है, आके जाके ऐसे क्यों दिल को तड़पाती है? What is your style number? तेरा क्या style number? होगा फिर आना जाना तेरे कोई हिंदी नंबर, कहाँ से तू आता है डार्लिंग, कहाँ को तू जाता है, आके जाके ऐसे क्यों दिल को तड़पाता है? What is mobile number? What is your style number? What is your style number? Teरा क्या style number?
Rovina really took a liking to Manav's simple yet extravagant personality and sense of humor. Just when people started leaving, Manav was receiving a call from a number he did not recognize. Manisha called out to Rovina saying, "Let's go, Rovi, bye, Manav." Manav decided not to answer the call and instead went to the door to say goodbye again. When Rovina is just about to exit, she turned around, winks, and says, "Save it and call me." Manav wonders how she got his mobile number. So he texts her later that night and she replies, "I found you really interesting, so I got it from Manisha when you were in the bathroom." A few days go by and they text and call back and forth, talk for hours on end about their lives, and Manav finally decides he wants to meet up for a date. Rovina quickly agrees, but both are unsure as what they want to do, so then they decide to meet at the NC State campus, and when they do...
क्या बोलती तू?
क्या मैं बोलूं? सुना?
आती क्या खंडाला?
क्या करूं? आगे में खंडाला?
घूमेंगे फिरेंगे
After many such interesting and lovely dates, chill sessions with mutual friends, and helping out at local charity events, Manav and Rovina's infatuation with one another transformed into true love, and they decided to make their dating relationship official. Manav, in his quirky and filmy style, asks Rovina to be his Manav's offer to be his chammak chalo. They continued to date, but one fine day, Rovina was supposed to meet Manav at the mall. Her car broke down and wouldn't start. She immediately called Manav and told him the situation and requested to cancel. Manav, who could not have enough of Rovina, said, "No way, I'll come to your place and pick you up." Rovina reluctantly agreed, as she was unsure of what her father's reaction would be. Next thing you know, the doorbell rings, and Rovina's dad answers the door, doesn't see anyone, and glances down to see Manav. With a nervous smile, holding out his hand. "Uncle, I'm here to pick up Rovina. We're going to the mall." Rovina stood right behind her dad, when he suddenly turned around and saw her beautifully dressed and said, "What is this? Kaun hai ye ladka? Kab se chal raha hai?" Rovina nervously replies, "Daddy, we're just friends." Her dad angrily replies, "Just friends? This boy is calling you chammak challo, and you're saying just friends? No way, you're not going anywhere, samjhi?" Manav then quickly points back and says, "Look, uncle, there's Katrina Kaif." Rovina's dad turns back for a split second while Manav and Rovina run out the door and speed off in his car. Ditch the mall plan and decide to go to a secluded place where nobody can find them. They talk about taking their relationship to the next level. Rovina promises that she will talk to her dad and clarify the situation. She then expresses her true love to Manav, and at this point, they both understood they were forever inseparable.
किसी का अब रास्ता मिल गया।
Manav and Rovina both approached their parents regarding their relationship, and after some inquiries, both sides decided to meet in typical Ladki Dekhne challenge style. Manav, still a bit nervous from the incident with Rovina's dad, asks his dad to ring the doorbell while he stands behind. Rovina's dad respectfully invites Manav's parents inside, and when Manav enters last, gives him this stern look, and Manav freezes for a bit, wondering if he'll survive this meeting. Rovina's mom soon offers tea and snacks, and while the parents are socializing, Rovina's dad quickly notices his daughter walking down the stairs in a beautiful sari. He walks up, goes over to Manav and says, "Get up," in a serious manner. Manav, confused and fearful, gets up and says, "Lekin uncle?" Rovina's dad then hushes him, points behind him and says, "Look, there's Rovina Tandon." The whole room bursts into laughter, and the engagement is fixed. During the engagement, Manav publicly proposes to Rovina with his dearest grandmother present and expressing her words of wisdom.
अखियाँ लड़ा लड़ाएगी, बतियाँ बढ़ा बढ़ाएगी। अखियाँ लड़ा लड़ाएगी, बतियाँ बढ़ा बढ़ाएगी। अखियाँ लड़ा लड़ाएगी, बतियाँ बढ़ा बढ़ाएगी। तेरी मेरी जोड़ी प्यार सेट हो जाएगी, सेट हो जाएगी। साढ़े नाल आएगी तो साढ़े नाल आएगी तो लाइफ बन जाएगी। साढ़े नाल आएगी तो लाइफ बन जाएगी। आएगी तो लाइफ बन जाएगी। साढ़े नाल आएगी तो लाइफ बन जाएगी।
Successful climax of our romantic tale, where the new Mr. and Mrs. Tandon are seated like a king and queen. Our families and friends have gathered together for the joyous occasion of their wedding and the reception of the reception. Two of Manav's brothers, Prat and Chirag, would now like to congratulate him and Rovina. Thus,
आज खुशी का दिन है, निकला मुहूर्त चंगा, भाई सूट पहन के बन गया दूल्हा, और सूट पहन के बन गया दूल्हा, कल तक था जो नंगा, भाई घर वालों का नाम न लेना, घर वालों का नाम न लेना, बच्चे डर जाएंगे से पापा